The North Pacific Ocean has experienced its warmest summer on record, according to a BBC analysis, with sea surface temperatures rising by more than a quarter of a degree Celsius above the previous high set in 2022.
영국 BBC 방송에 따르면 올 여름 북태평양은 해수면 온도가 기존 최고치인 2022년보다 섭씨 0.25도 이상 상승해 기상 관측 기록상 가장 더운 여름을 보낸 것으로 나타났습니다.
Yeah, so there's this area in the northern Pacific Ocean known as the warm blob. And what the BBC did was they looked at data and they calculated the average temperature between July and September in this area that extends from the east coast of the Asian continent all the way to the west coast of North America, and found that not only has the region been warming quickly over the past couple of decades, but this year is extremely higher than in recent years as well. And this affected area, this so-called warm blob, is an area the size, 10 times the size of the Mediterranean. So that'll give you sort of a gauge on how big this area is. But climate change, of course, is known to make marine heat waves more likely, but scientists are really struggling to explain why this part of the Pacific Ocean has been hot for so long. One sort of theory is that shipping fuels might be contributing to this warning by letting off this gas that's harmful to human health.
I tried looking up the warm blob on the map online, and obviously it's not the official name of any region, so
Right.
I couldn't get anything. But of course, we're talking about a specific part of the Pacific Ocean, and it, I guess, looks like a blob. Which
Yeah.
is, what's a blob?
A blob would just be the sort of a misshaped figure that doesn't have a shape, right?
뭐 약간 덩어리?
Yeah.
이런 거죠. 그래서 굉장히 따뜻한 부분을 닉네임 붙여가지고 The Warm Blob라고 하는데요. 이제 북태평양에 있는 해수면 온도가 좀 높은 부분을 지칭합니다. 이게 이제 2022년에도 굉장히 온도가 높았는데 그때보다도 올여름 0.25도 더 높았기 때문에
Yeah.
굉장히 더운 여름이었다라는 것을 다시 한번 알려주는 데이터네요. It was the warmest summer on record.
Yeah, this is an expression that's going to continue to come up when we're talking about climate change, because when we see climate reports or news articles or even just scientific discussions, something's on record, the
Yeah.
warmest on record, meaning it's the hottest summer ever documented, right? Since official sort of temperature records were kept.
Yeah, exactly. Something on record는 기록상. Warmest summer on record, 기록상 가장 더운 여름. What about previous?
Yeah, so when we say previous, we're meaning something that occurred before something else, chronologically speaking, in time of order. So when we talk about earlier events or experiences, in this case, earlier data, when
Yeah.
we're comparing, we say previous.
이전에. So with TV dramas,
Yeah.
sometimes they'll show you a little clip of what happened in the previous episode,
Yeah.
and they might say, previously, ... and then they'll show you what happened, just maybe a few seconds.
Right. Or when we're just talking about or comparing this week and last week, compared to the previous week, temperatures have plummeted here in Korea. Right?
Exactly. The previous week. 그러면 지난주가 되겠죠. You might talk about your previous job.
Yeah.
내가 예전에 다니던 직장. 뭐 그럴 때 previous 쓰면 되겠습니다. All right, here's the headline again. The North Pacific Ocean has experienced its warmest summer on record, according to a BBC analysis, with sea surface temperatures rising by more than a quarter of a degree Celsius above the previous high set in 2022. Here's our next headline.
A recent study by an American garage and carport retailer suggests that birds may favor certain colors when relieving themselves, with brown, red, and black vehicles targeted most often.
미국의 한 차고 전문업체가 실시한 설문조사에서 새들이 특정 색상의 자동차 위에 더 자주 배설한다는 결과가 나온 가운데 그중에서도 갈색, 빨강색, 검은색 차량이 새 배설물 피해를 가장 많이 입는 것으로 조사됐습니다.
Yeah, so excuse the content if you're having breakfast this morning, but this retailer, they surveyed 1,000 vehicle owners, and they found that birds definitely see color when it comes to releasing, if you want to say. And like the headline says, brown, red, and black vehicles, so sort of these darker hues get splattered the most, lighter colors like white or silver or gray ranked lower when talking about quote unquote second coating on the paint.
How interesting.
There. Yeah, because birds and most animals, they perceive color sort of differently from humans. We think that dogs see black and white. They're colorblind, as they say, but scientists actually say they do see color, just different shades on the spectrum of color. But birds specifically, they have the ability to detect UV light, ultraviolet light, right? And studies show that these shades are especially eye-catching for these birds.
All right. Well, of course, this headline tries to describe what the birds are doing in the most possible modest way.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just said poop, which is very direct. But they said the birds relieve themselves.
Yeah, a euphemism, right? We say just another way to
of
say
saying
it.
Going to the toilet.
Right. I'd say the more official or medical way to say it is defecating.
Right.
Probably, right?
맞아요. 이거 지금 전부 다 배설하다라는
Yeah.
뜻의 표현들인데 혹시 식사 중이시라면 죄송합니다.
Right.
근데 이제 여기 헤드라인에서는 relieve yourself라고 해서 그게 뭐냐면은 이게 뭔가 이렇게 푼다 이런 뜻이 있어요.
Right.
그래서 어쨌든 화장실 간다는 뜻이고.
When nature calls.
All right. So what is a carport retailer?
Yeah, so first of all, a carport. This is interesting because a carport is a little different from a garage in that it's not completely enclosed. So it's open on the side. So basically, you have a ceiling or a roof that provides a little bit of protection, but it's different from a garage in that it's not completely enclosed. It could be freestanding or it could be attached to a wall. But if you go on Google or if you search what a carport is, you can tell the difference. Because garages in the U.S. at least, a lot of houses have garages that have doors that are fully enclosed.
아하. 카포트라는 게 지붕만 있는 이제 간이 차고 같은 거네요. 옆에는 다 뚫려 있고 위에 지붕만 있는 형태의 그런 차고. Carport. What about to favor something?
Yeah, so to favor someone or something, there's various sort of definitions for to favor. In this case, we're talking about when you have a preference over from one thing over another. But if you favor someone, you could be treating someone nicely or kindly, or something that helps or benefits someone could be favoring as well. The sunny weather favors outdoor activities, for example. But in this case, we're talking about a preference.
선호한다,
Yeah.
편애한다 이런 의미가 있죠. To favor. The spelling is a little bit different depending on which part of the world you're in. In North America, generally speaking, it's F-A-V-O-R.
Yep.
I think in Canada, sometimes you also spell it the British way, which is F-A-V-O-U-R.
Yes. In this case, the U is there in Canada.
Okay.
And speaking of British English, I'm curious how you say garage.
Garage.
I guess garage is how you say it.
You say garage?
Garage. So the stress is on the second syllable for American English.
That's right. Well, here's the headline again. A recent study by an American garage and carport retailer suggests that birds may favor certain colors when relieving themselves, with brown, red, and black vehicles targeted most often. Let's move on to the final headline.
A woman in the U.S. state of Michigan has claimed to have won a $100,000 jackpot last month by using numbers generated by AI.
미국 미시간주에 사는 한 여성이 지난달 인공지능이 생성한 번호로 복권을 구매해 10만 달러, 우리 돈으로 약 1억 4천만 원의 상금에 당첨됐다고 밝혔습니다.
Yeah. So immediately after I saw this news headline, I went to my AI and asked to generate some numbers. And remarkably, Not yet.
Okay.
So I will this week. I will try to, because usually I just do the random automatic
Right.
drawing of numbers, but maybe I'll, try to use this tactic.
Yeah.
and
Did your
strategy.
AI give you a set of numbers?
It's interesting because a lot of people believe there's some sort of
Science
rhyme and
behind.
reason or
Yeah.
some science behind picking lotto numbers. But of course, it's completely random. I think in Korea's lottery case, it's a 1 in $8 million chance, 8 million, chance of winning or getting all 6 numbers correctly. But this woman who doesn't often play the lottery, she says she only plays it when the jackpot gets really high. But she did this, and at first she thought she only won $50,000, which would
still a lot.
be a nice little, little
like
chump change, as they say.
7천만 원, 8천만 원,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But she actually won $100,000, she said, and her and her husband were in total disbelief. But $100,000 would be 14억?
Yes.
Was that?
No,
Yeah.
1억 4천만 원.
1억 4천, excuse me.
1억
So
4천.
not life-changing amount, I think, but a considerable amount, I think. But what the Lottery Commission in Michigan, though, says that the results of all lottery drawings are completely random. They cannot be predicted by utilizing AI and other sort of number-generating tools. So
Exactly.
trying to keep the integrity of the lottery fair.
Yep.
Right?
All right. Well, this woman claims she won with the numbers that AI gave her.
Yeah, so when you claim something, you're stating or you're saying something that is true, but often not offering proof
Okay.
of that. So you're sort of asserting a fact or opinion.
To claim, 주장하다.
Yeah.
This is what the woman is saying. She says, AI helped me to win.
Yeah. There are other meanings of claim, though.
Yeah.
In a legal aspect, when you have when we talk about property, you have claim over something. Or if you want to take responsibility for, be associated with something, that's also claiming. But in this case, we're talking about a statement.
맞아요. 법적으로는 소유권을 주장한다라는 의미로도 쓸 수 있는데 여기서는 이제 그냥 주장하다 이렇게
Yeah.
말하다. What about to be generated by AI?
Yeah, we hear this a lot with AI generators. So when something's generated, it means it's produced
Yeah.
or created or made or brought into existence. Because AI offers sort of these answers for us.
Sure.
A power generator creates power, right?
Exactly. 발전기가 되겠죠. Power generator. 자, 무언가를 만들어내는 거, generate. 여기서는 to be generated by AI. 그러니까 AI에 의해서 만들어진이 되겠습니다. Well, here's the headline one more time. A woman in the US state of Michigan has claimed to have won a $100,000 jackpot last month by using numbers generated by AI.